Hello everyone, I am Abhishek Saxena and today we are going to see about cluster analysis. So let's start about the analysis. First of all, what is cluster analysis? It is the one of the method for data handling or data analysis. See, this topic we are studying in particular section of data analysis and data handling. Uh, there are a number of ways to handle the data, but here in this lecture or in this video we'll talk about the cluster analysis by using an example. See, once again I will tell you that cluster analysis is a very big portion, or it contains lot of different methods or different techniques to handle the data, but we are seeing one of the method in this particular video with an example. See, today in this video I will be explaining you cluster analysis using a one method. There are there are more different methods. For that particular thing, I will try to make another video in which I will include all the details of different methods of cluster analysis, but for today we'll particularly talk about the cluster analysis using a particular method. So first of all, there is a cluster analysis. What is mean by cluster analysis? Just I would like to ask you, what is mean by cluster analysis? Right, what is cluster analysis? To group the data. See, in particular question or in particular thing we will be having data, and that data we have to make into particular groups, or in particular, see, we are having some data, or I will call them as objects. These objects I have to put in particular groups or particular segments, so that I can segregate the data, so that which is important for me and which is not important for me. In that way we can say. So we'll start with the example. So first thing, I will just read the example. This is example. In a survey, the number of years of experience of employees in two different scales are summarized in table 1. Okay, so here this data is given. This table 1 is given survey data about number of years of experience of skills. Okay, this data is providing that about the years of experience. Okay, so employee, this is employee 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6 employees are given, skill X and skill Y. So particularly we are having skill X and skill Y, these two things we are having. Okay, so in these two things will be in this question this data is given, right? There are a number of data is given to us. From this data we have to select which one is means like employee 1, which employee is the best, or just will complete question. Cluster the employees. What is to be done here? We have to cluster the employees using agglomerative hierarchical clustering method. Okay, hierarchical clustering method. So agglomerative, so this method is called as agglomerative hierarchical clustering method. Okay, by using this particular method, or AHC method, we'll see how it will work. So what we have to do, cluster the employees, right? We have to cluster the employees, okay. How we'll start this question? First thing, we have to plot the graph of the given data. Remember, we don't use this this first column. We don't use this column. Will not use this is will not use this particular two things. We'll use these two things, okay, for plotting the data. Okay, so first thing, step 1, how you'll solve this one? What is the first step? Step 1 is to plot the graph of given data. What is given data? You can see here, this is this one, skill X and skill Y, and I think you can draw the graph. Like here, first point is given 2,8, so you have to plot 2,8, right? You can plot this, no need to explain how to plot, hai na? You know how to plot the graph. So by using this all the points, by using all this point, you can plot the graph, and I had made graph already. So this is particularly graph, means in first step what you have to do, you have to plot the graph. Again, one more important thing is, in this question we are solving with the 2 axes, like the graph of 2 axes. More than 2 axes, that will be complicated for us to draw in notebook, obviously, but we can draw by using computer and softwares. But for us, this 2 axis plot is important for this question. So we had plotted this graph like skill x versus skill y. See, I had named it as figure 1 hierarchical clustering. So that is here you can see this point 1, first point, just I will say here first one 2 comma 8. So this is 2, you can see here 2 8. So by this way, this is first, here by using you can draw this, no need to, I will not explain how to plot. You can plot this all the point, this how to plot this one. This is first one, this is third, or else I will just first, I have to use it later on, I will just highlight. This is first one, this is third point, fourth point, yeah, fourth point, this is fourth point, this is second point, this is fifth point, sixth point. Okay, so these are the 6 total points. So see here we are having data of 6 points, so you can plot this 6 points I had made already. You can plot it in your notebook or graph. So these are the 6 points. Now what we have to do, you see what is the question, cluster the employees using agglomeration. So we have to cluster the employees, which employee is important, or which like we are having data of employee, so which employees are important, which employees are not important. So here you can see this point, if from the graph you have to make the members, how you will make. So see this 1 and 3, can I say this 1 and 3 are very closer. So this 1 and 3 are could be a member of one group. Yeah, can I say in this way that this this 1 and 3 may be included one part, they are similar, they behave similarly. Then if you see this 4 and 5 are similar, now I can make 2 and 6 also common, but what happens, it is showing their different it is showing some different lengths. So we will go in particular way, right? You understood what is the particular aim, to group the points in, or the group data. So 1 and 3 are closer, 1 and 3 are closer, you can see here 1 and 3 are closer, and this 1 and 3 is closer, and 4 and 5 is closer, and you can say 2 and 6 are closer, but will not make them group, because we'll see further how it will work. So step 2 is to form from observation, make clusters. What you have to do, from observation we have to make the clusters. Clusters means the groups. See what method, agglomeration, or the method we are talking, agglomerative hierarchical method. In that method, what is the steps, whatever data is given will combine one by one data. Like see in the first way, see here first one cluster, first cluster is 6 cluster, there are 6 points, so there are 6 clusters. I had made 6 groups, C1 C2 C1 C2 C3 C4 C5 C6, total 6 clusters I had made. Then later on what we'll do, we'll try to combine similar data, like in graph, what I will say, this 1 and 3, this 1 and 3 are closer, this 1 and 3 are closer. So what I will do, I will make them cluster, I will combine them like C13. Then other are as it is C2 C4 C5 and C6. Okay, these are as it is. Then again, which one I can combine, this 4 and 5 can I combine, because they are closer. From observation I can combine this 4 and 5. So here in the next step what we'll do, what I can say, this C13 is already combined, then here I combine C45, but C2 and C6 are not combined because they are far. So there are 4 clusters. Then further what we can do, we can C13 is already combined, we don't need to combine further, but again 4 5 we had combined, so here C4 5 6 will combine, 4 5 6. So there will be how many clusters, how many number of clusters will be there, there is C13 C13 C2 and C4 5 6. Okay, so there are total how many clusters, how many clusters are there now? There is a C13 C2 and C4, so total 3 clusters are there, right? 3 clusters. 3 clusters. Okay, later on what you can do, again we can combine this 2 with 4 5 6. So here there are 2 clusters, c3 c13 c2456, so total 2 clusters. Then we will combine all the objects into one cluster. So this all c132456 are in one cluster. See, here you can see from starting what we are doing. We are combining the data one by one. Means first in first section, just I will see, I will write here. The first we are having 6 points, then we are having only 5 points, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Means step by step what we are doing, we are combining the data to obtain only single cluster. Okay, so next one, how what you will do while combining the data. So third step is, initially all objects are different cluster. Like here initially all the clusters are different, so same thing. Step 1 I will just mark it with, highlight it a little bit. Step 3, what is step 3? 2, initially all objects are different clusters. Like here total what data we are having, 6 data, so total 6 points we obtained. That means 6 clusters we are having, that is c1 c2 c3 c4 c5 and c6, total 6 clusters. Okay, 6 data, 6 clusters and 6 members. So what will be next step? What we'll do, that is step 4, we'll combine, we'll try to step 4, we'll start with combining each cluster to get finally single cluster. At the end what we want a single cluster. Remember, at the end we want single cluster containing all the objects. That is our prime target. So one by one we try to combine the data, or one by one we try to combine the members. Okay, so for this one we are having it we have to do in different iterations. So first iteration 1. What is iteration 1? You can see here iteration 1, I had bolded. Iteration 1 means to combine 1. So nearest point we had seen already. Which one is the nearest one? First one, c1 and c3. You can say c1 and c3. I can try to combine c1 and c3. So in iteration 1 what we'll do, we will combine the c1 and c3. So I just written here, from observation we can say c1 and c3 points are closer. Like here c1 coordinates I had written to solve the problem. c1 is 2 8 coordinate and c3 3 6 coordinate. Had you understood what I want to say? See, and again one more thing here, we have to solve by using for finding the distance between the points, distance and centroid. So I will explain that distance and centroid in different way. Just I will explain it in some ending or something like that. Okay, so what is distance and centroid, right? So what is distance and centroid, I to talk, you know. Okay, so what I will say, first thing we have to understand what is how to find the distance. Okay, so distance between 2 points. So this is not new for you people. I think you had studied this one in 10th class, no need to explain. But again, to find out distance, so whenever you are finding distance, there will be given 2 points. You cannot find distance by using more than 2 points. See this formula, or that is called as distance formula. Again in text it is given in little bit complicated way. I am telling you in simple way how to find distance. See, for if you want to find out distance, 2 points will be given. If you know the 2 points, then you should know the 2 coordinates. So like there is a point A, I will just change the ink. Okay, so there is a point A whose coordinate is x1 and y1. Okay, and there is another point B whose coordinates is x2 and y2, right? So x1, so here there are 2 points, A x1 y1 and x2 B x2 y2. So if I want to find out distance, I will write here D. What I will do here, write D AB. D is for distance and AB is for distance between point A and point B. So here that is the under root of, see, that is under root of x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. This formula we had studied in, I think, 10th class or something, 8, 9, 10, I don't remember. So it is, you had studied in 10th class. So using this formula we have to find the distance. Remember, we can find distance between 2 points, we cannot find distance between more than 3 points using this formula, because there are total 2 coordinates are, we are using 2 coordinates. So just we'll take one example so that the idea of this point is clear. Like here I will take A 2 comma 3 and another point B 5 comma 1. Okay, so first thing you have to understand which is x1 y1 and which is x2 y2. So here first point, this is x1 y1, you can understand, very simple. This is x2 y2. Okay, see here I am telling you this one, and we have to use in different iterations, like 5 iteration totally we have to do, and there you have to use, that's why I am explaining this point. So to find distance between A and B, that is equals to under root of x2 minus x1. So what is x2? That is 5. So that is 5 minus, what is x1? That is 2 whole square plus, what is y2? That is 1 minus, what is y1? That is the 3. 1 minus 3 square. Okay. Okay. So further you can solve this one, no need, there is no explanation is required, but I will solve here. What will be the value? That is 5 minus 2. What will be the value? 5 minus 2, that is 3. 3 square plus 1 minus 2, that is minus 2. Minus 2 square. So if you solve further, that will be 3 square, that is 9. Minus 2 square is 4, that is under root 13. Okay, under root 13. You can and this under root 13 you can solve by using calculator, no need for more explanation. So see, you understood how to solve, how to find. See, there are, if there are 2 points, like point A whose coordinate x1 y1, and there is a point B whose coordinate x2 y2 is given, you can solve in this way. Okay, x2 y2 is given. In this way you can solve distance. I hope you understood distance. Now we'll talk about the centroid, how to solve for centroid, because 2 things we have to use in this cluster calculation, cluster analysis. So to find centroid of given points. So to find the centroid, remember, avoid the handwriting because I am writing this one in first time. Okay, so centroid of given points. So how to find? Again, like distance, you can find distance between only 2 points. There is no limitation for centroid. For centroid, you can find out centroid. See, again, centroid is a point. Remember, centroid is a point. It is a point. So always centroid will have 2 means you have to find 2 things. Like whenever there is point, there are 2 coordinates, because we are solving for 2 axes. Okay, so that centroid is for our questions. We are representing centroid by y. For 2 point, it is like YAB, that is x comma y. X and y are the coordinates of that centroid. Okay, so x and y are the coordinates for this particular points, whatever points are given. Now how to solve this x and y? How you get this x value? So x value, x is equals to, that is a summation of I is equals to 1 to a xi divide by a. Remember here, how many points are given, that much points you have to add, that much x value. See, summation means that much x value you have to add. If there are two points are given, like we'll take example also. And if there is a, and if you want to find out y value, so similarly you can find y value by summation I is equals to 1 to a yi upon a. Okay, same, you no need to write further. So if there is an example, just I will say an example, we'll see one example. Like if there is 2 points are given to you, and 2 points are given to us, like a 1 3 and b b 5, 6. So these 2 points are given to us. Now how will solve the centroid? How will find out the centroid? So again, centroid of YAB, there will be some xy point, it will be xy. So x is equals to, see, x is equals to summation. So summation means you have to add the points, x value, that is 1 and 5. So 1 plus 5 and divide by how many number of points we had taken. There are 2 points, that's why we will divide by 2. Similarly you can find y is equals to, this is 3, here there is 3 and there is 6. So 3 plus 6 divided by 2. Here there will be in first one you will get 6 by 2, that is 3. Here y you will get 3 plus 6, 9 by 2, that is 4.5. So what is your final value? Your final value y AB, that coordinate is 3, 4.5. Remember, whatever centroid will get now, it will be like a coordinate point. It is a coordinate point. It is not like it is a coordinate point. But you may ask me that if there is more than 2 points, then how will solve? Like, so we'll take example with 4 points. We'll take example with 4 points. If 4 points are given, if you are having 4 points, let us take 4 points, like a 2, 1, b, that is 9, 2. Then another 2 examples I will take, m, that is I will say here 2, 8, then n value, that is 9, 2. Okay, so if you want to find out the centroid here, so I will write here y a b m n, total all 4 points, but coordinate will be 2 only. Even though there are 4 points, centroid will have only 2 values, so that is coordinates will be always 2, because we are dealing with 2 axes. So how you will find out x? So how you will find out x value? You have to add all x value. Here there is the first 2 plus 9 plus 2 plus 9. So here there is a 2 plus 9 plus 2 plus 9. Now for by which we will divide? So we'll divide by, because we are having 4 points, we have to divide by 4. Similarly, if you calculate for I will say here, if you want to solve for y, how you solve for y? You have to add all the y values. Like here it is 1, here it is 2, here it is 8, here it is 2. So that is 1 plus 2 plus 8 plus 2, divide by, again there are 4 points, that's why divide by 4. So you can solve. How to solve? If there are 6 points, then there will be 6, you have to divide by 6. So similarly with this method we can solve the iteration. So I will come back to question how to solve the iterations. I was telling you how to do the iteration. So in iteration 1 we have to combine the points C1 and C3. So C1 and C3, what will do? C1 you have to see C1 and C3, there are 2 points. C1 its coordinates we know, then C3 its coordinates we know. we have to find out distance. Now you know how to solve distance. So this is distance formula. I applied distance formula x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So you'll get the distance as so this is first data we obtained. This is d is equals d13 is 2.236. And similarly centroid, as I explained already how to find out centroid, there are 2 points just I will explain here. There are 2 points x value will be, what will be x value? 2. Here c1 is 2, so 2 plus c2 c3 is 3, 2 plus 3 divided by 2, that is you can see here 5 by 2, that is 2.5. You understood how 2.5 is coming. And similarly for y, how to solve y, you have to add y values. Here there is 8 plus here there is 6 divided by 2, so that is 14 by 2, that is 7. So 7 is coming. So your final means ultimately we should remember this point, that y13 is 2.57. I think you understood how I find out distance. So this one is for C13. See, remember what I made cluster C13. So first point and second point we combine together. So C13 is grouped now. So now what? How many clusters we are having? Which clusters we are having now? So this one is our data. Now clusters become C13, C2, C4. See, C13 we had grouped now already. So this is group now. Total earlier it was 6. Now 1 is grouped, so remaining 4. So 1 plus 4, there is 5 clusters are now. What is our prime aim? To combine all the members. So totally at last we want only one cluster. So in iteration 2, what we'll do? Again we have to see which points are nearer. So as we had seen from the graph, which points are clearer? 4 and 5 are also nearer, right? 4 and 5. So we can check the graph, which points are nearer. See here 4 and 5 are nearer. So what we'll do, we'll try to combine cluster 4 and 5 in the second iteration. So in second iteration what we are doing, C4 and C5 points are closer. So we'll take again same way, no different way, C4 and here C4 and C5. Similarly distance formula, now we can apply how to solve distance formula. And this is not 1 3, that is 4 5. Okay, that is 4 5. This one is 4 5. This is 4 5, d 4 5. Okay, that is d 4 5. Similarly here, so here what is d 4 5? What will get data? Or d45 will get, d45 will get data of 2.828. I hope you understood how this value is coming by using distance formula. And similarly y, that is y45, this is y45, not 1 3, it is y45. How y45 is coming as 7 8. And again how we calculated 7 8, I think I haven't explained that how to find out here. Okay, so I hope you understood how to find this one. Okay, so again I'm telling you centroid. So summation xi upon ai. So summation xi means 6 plus 8, 6 plus 8, that is 6 plus 8, 14 divided by 2 7. Here 9 plus 7 divided by 2, that is 8. So this one is our points. Okay, so this one we got iteration 2. Similarly what here, okay, what is the result of iteration 2? That is more important than doing all this thing. That is what is interesting here. What we'll do, that C13 we had already clustered. In this iteration we had cluster C45, means 2 clusters we are having. Total 6 data we had in first one. Then in second first iteration what we do, we combined 1, and now we combine 2. So 2 are combined. Now remaining 2 are there, C2 and C3. So total 4 clusters we are having now. Total 4 clusters we are having. Now in next one what we'll do, see this what will happen, this 2 and 6 are very far, so we'll not cluster 2 and 6. A lot of you might be thinking that we should cluster 2 and 6, but if you make the, if you see the graph, that 2 and 6 are very far. 2 and 6, see this 2 and 6 are farther as compared to 4 and 5. This 5 and 6 are closer. So we have to group 6 with 4 5. So in iteration 3 what we'll do, we'll group C45 with C6 means we are combining C45 with C6. These two way to combine. But remember these are 3 points, and for 3 points we cannot find the distance. So how will find out the distance? So for C45 means for cluster of 45, we have to use the centroid value of 45. What is centroid value of 45? Check it out. What is centroid value? That is 78. So we'll use this value for finding the distance. Okay, so for only finding distance, for centroid you don't have to use that centroid value. For finding distance we have to use only 2 points. That's why we have to use this y, means centroid of 4 5, and 0.6 is already we know the coordinate 10 comma 10. So by using these 2 points you can find out distance. No need to explain again, because I had explained I think 4 5 times. So distance between this 4 5 6 is 3.6 again. So here we got the distance 4 5 6, and here we got the centroid 4 5 6, that is 8 comma 8.7. See, remember for centroid I had taken all the points. You have to take all the points. You don't have to take centroid of 4 5. For distance formula you have to take the centroid. Remember, this point is very important. For solving distance you have to take the centroid of cluster. Centroid of cluster. For centroid, for calculating the centroid of that group you have to take different points. So here it is C4, C5, C5 and C6. 3 points you have to take, and you have to you can solve. See here, like once again I will tell you, here it is 6, 8 and 10. So 6 plus 8 plus 10 divided by 3. See here, why we are dividing by 3? Because there are 3 points. Again for y, that is 9 plus 7 plus 10 divided by 3. So in that way we can calculate. So this is iteration 3. Then similarly you can do iteration 4. I will not explain again, because C4 5 6 and C2 again you can do. See here, already you had combined C4 5 6. Now remaining this C4 5 6 is nearer to C2. So we'll combine C4 5 6 with C2, and similar in this way you can solve by same. Again now you have to take, see this C4 5 6 is a 3 points and 2 points, so you cannot find distance between 4 points. So again we require 2 points only. So here you have to take the centroid of 4 5 6, that is 8 comma 8.7, that we obtained in last iteration, and then the 2 is the point, that is 8 comma 15. So similarly you can find by using distance formula the distance between, that is D 4562 is 6.3. and again for centroid, see here for centroid you don't have to use the centroid, you have to use different points. This is C2, C4, C5, C6. There are 4 points, and that's we are using 4 points, so dividing by 4 we are using 4 points, so addition of 4 coordinates, and then finally you will get here, what point you will get here, this one is not y13, it is 4 5 6 2, that is y 4 5 6 2. Understood? That is y 4 5 6 2. Here that is 4 y, that is 8 comma 10.3. Similarly you can solve for iteration 5. I will not explain. That is in iteration 5 what you have to do, you have to combine all the data, that is C13 and C4562. So again here C13 is not a point, so that's why we have to take the centroid of C13, and again C4562 is not a point, you have to take the centroid of C4562, and by using this centroid of values you can find out the distance. That is distance I opened is that is 6.414, and similarly see here there are 6 points, so that's why I divided by 6 coordinates you have to add 6, and you have to divide by 6, and the final centroid value you get the 6.2 9.2. So this is iteration, and finally you got one cluster. This is in this point, in this iteration 5 we got one cluster. What was our prime target? See, in this agglomeration hierarchical method you have to cluster all the data. See, we'll see the result finally, what will be the result. This is final thing, that all the data we understood, all the iteration, there are we done 5 iterations, and then we got different things, like important here is distance. In this method we use this distance as our criteria. In this technique we use the distance between these points are the important. So see, first one is 2.2, second 2.8, 3.6, 6.3, 6.414. But which is our answer? Which cluster? See, we got this 5 answers. Which one is our answer? So you have to check where there is sudden jump. See, in the this fourth iteration from third to fourth when we move, you can see there is 3.6. First there is 3.6, and from 3.6 it is jumping to 6.3, which is very far. 6.3 is double, approximately double the 3.6. 3 into 2, that is 6. So see, from second to third, that is 2 to 3, that is only 0.6 difference. So that's why it is acceptable. So third one is our answer. Why I taken third one answer? Had you understood? Here criteria of that sudden jump. Sudden jump is in the fourth iteration. So fourth one is wrong. Means from fourth we cannot. That is not grouping data properly. 4, 5 is wrong. So third one is our answer. That is third cluster. That's C13, C2, C4, 5, 6 is our answer. And one more thing, by using this one, we can plot a dendrogram of cluster formation, which is not much important, but see, it is not much complicated. What we have to do, see this point 1 and 3. What is in first iteration? What we did, 1 and 3 we had combined, so distance coming as 2.236. Distance came as 2.236. Then in second iteration we combined 4 and 5. Distance is 2.828. We already done this one. Then what we did, we combined 4, 5 with the 6. We had cluster 4, 5 with the 6. We got the length as 3.6, distance as 3.6. Then what we did, we combined 4, 5, 6 with 2, and we got 6.3. But 6.3 is the jump line. So that's why this cutoff line is mentioned here. Cutoff line. Okay, that is the dendrogram of cluster formation. That is not much important. And here there is the final answer. We can say this is final answer. Like we got the which type of cluster is important, or total our answer is like clustering criteria. See, we have to mention here what is the clustering criteria. What is, I told you, sudden jump in the distance. Sudden jump is in the iteration 3, there is 3.6, iteration 4 there is 6.3. so iteration 3 is the solution. What is iteration 3? In iteration 3, what are the clusters? See, our that is asked about the employees, particularly group of employees. So C13, so C13 means C13 is our C13 group is okay. C13, then C2 is okay, and C4, 5, 6. These are the final groups. C13, employee 1 and employee 3. C2 is employee 2. So employee 2 is different, and C4, 5, 6 means employee 4, 5, 6 are in particular group. So this is our final answer. So I hope you understood the cluster analysis by this technique. And if you are having any queries, I will be sending you some. I will be adding notes of this one also. So if you are having any query, you can ask me. And this video is sponsored by KC Academy. So if you like the video, please like the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching this video.